Greetings ladies and gents, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Alex here, and in today's video we are just gonna read an article about basically living in Abu Dhabi, the pros and cons of moving and living in Abu Dhabi. Obviously I've done quite a few videos about living in Abu Dhabi and how it is like, and I talked about it extensively, but I spotted this article by chance and now I want to read it to you guys. So let's see what's up. Alright, so this site is called Expat Arrivals, and this is the pros and cons of living in Abu Dhabi. Culture in Abu Dhabi, first of all. So pro, a mix of cultures. Abu Dhabi is home to a hodgepodge of different nationalities. What is a hodgepodge? I have no idea. Each contributing to the languages and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's very true. It's quite nice and refreshing to see a country with a lot of nationalities that actually they blend in together and they mix in together quite well. Cons, the same thing. With all those nationalities and different languages comes a communication problems and culture shock. I wouldn't say it's much of a communication problem. You know, many people think before moving to the Middle East that you might actually have issues communicating with other people, or you have to learn Arabic, and that is not the case. Everybody in the UAE knows basic English, almost everybody at least, so you'll not have any issues communicating with nobody on the street, in the shops, or whenever you go. People will know English, and my culture shock was exactly this one. Like, everybody knows English, and my hopes of ever learning Arabic were gone, gone in the wind, because yeah, that's true. There is not a strong reason to learn Arabic because most of the people, they know English. Anyway, a relaxed attitude, willingness to learn, and empathy will equip an expat for life in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, that's definitely true. Let's move on to accommodation in Abu Dhabi. So, con, high rents and few living options. True, rent in Abu Dhabi has been astronomical in the past. It's starting to become more of a tenants market. All right, probably so. I'm not sure when this article was written. I would say there's plenty of accommodation options. Now, for me, for myself, to be honest with you, ladies and gents, my company pays for my accommodation, or rather the accommodation is included in the package before I came to Abu Dhabi. So I've been living here for quite a while now. Yeah, it's included, at least for me. The company provides accommodation, and that's the case actually in quite a few jobs, depending what you do. Like, I have some teacher friends, they also have paid accommodation. People working in hospitality industry, although conditions may be varied, they also sometimes get provided accommodation. So it really depends. Now, the con, it will be hard to describe where one lives. Street addresses in Abu Dhabi can be confusing. That's very true. That's very true. But if you want to order some food, usually, you know, you just pin the location number and that's it. You don't have to really... Everybody uses Google Maps nowadays, so it's not really an issue. All right, what is next? A lifestyle in Abu Dhabi. Pro, travel opportunities. That is very true. That is very true because, you know, Abu Dhabi, as in Dubai, we are situated in the middle of the world, basically, with a lot of major airlines having their hub here. What does that mean? You can travel east, you can travel west, you can travel anywhere you want. So basically all the corners of the earth, they're within reach to fly to. I'm not saying those flights will be cheap, but if you are a traveler, this is one of the best places to be based in. That is definitely true. Now, what they say exactly that people in Abu Dhabi take a lot of vacations, particularly during the hot summer months. One of the interesting things is a lot of wealthy people, they move to Abu Dhabi and Dubai, and they move here through the winters, and then during the summer they go back in Europe. So it's a very weird thing happening in the upper echelons of society, let's put it this way, and it's quite interesting to see. Okay, another pro in lifestyle, a wealth of hospitality options. That is 100% true. Abu Dhabi is expanding at breakneck speed. New 5-star hotels, and with them a variety of tasty and trendy eateries, are opening all the time, and not just downtown. Yas Island and the area by the Shangri-La Hotel near the Grand Mosque are exploding with new restaurant, bars and nightclub options. I used to live near Yas Island before, and now I live near to the Grand Mosque, so I can see the both worlds. There's a lot of things around indeed. There's a lot of restaurants, there's a lot of things to do, you know, boat trips and beaches and so on and so forth. So plenty of entertainment, let's put it this way. All right, let's continue here. Cheap eats. Abu Dhabi offers a mind-blowing range of cuisine at restaurants at extremely reasonable prices. Now, this is with a caveat. I don't know what this article is referring to, but let's keep reading. Pakistani, Indian, Lebanese, Nepalese, Vietnamese, Chinese, and Ethiopian are just a few of the national foods on offer. Takeout food is also much less expensive than anywhere else in the world. A network of drivers on motorcycles will rush to get the food delivered to one's door. Now, this one is not far from the truth. Indeed, ordering food used to be very cheap in Abu Dhabi. Nowadays, in the last 2 years, let's say, things changed a bit. Things are more expensive. The delivery charge for those orders is also more expensive. So I would say, yes, you can still find reasonable prices, especially if you go to certain areas in Abu Dhabi that are not really touristical. You can find really good cheap options to eat. You can find chai, you can find like karak tea for 1 dirham. You know, we all know those places, and a shawarma for 5 dirhams. So that's a very good price. But obviously you will not have a view with those places. You will not have a nice area to eat in those places. So it really depends what you want. If you want something by the sea with the view, good luck finding something cheap with that. Not really. Okay, so we have another pro here. An emerging scene for culture and entertainment. Host of new cultural attractions emerging in Abu Dhabi, Saadiyat Island, of course, Emirates Palace, F1. That's very true. So you have a lot of events, you have a lot of concerts. Concerts is something that many people would like to live in Abu Dhabi for, because we have monthly concerts of, you know, famous rappers and whatever, musicians. And I'm not really a music or concert kind of person, but many of my friends are, so I know from their experience they love to go see those concerts. Let's see, one of the cons, bureaucracy and inefficiency, they say. From reporting a car accident to getting internet access to hooking up electricity, the way things work can be incomprehensible. Patience is required. I would say maybe at times, but mostly it's pretty streamlined across all of those things. So maybe some time ago, yes, but not really today. Still, depending on the provider that you work for, things may be slower or faster. So it really depends. It really depends. Okay, con, salaries shrinking, rent skyrocketing. The salaries on offer in Abu Dhabi are no longer as attractive as they once were, while rent has shot up disproportionately. Employment packages also don't contain all the perks they did a few years ago, and prospective employees will have to negotiate for even basic allowances. This might be true for specific jobs. We all know in today's environment, and it's not only Abu Dhabi, ladies and gents, it's all over the world. In today's environment, things getting more expensive, salaries, they stay the same, and businesses, they want to cut costs. So, you know, it is what it is. It is not only in Abu Dhabi, but this is a worldwide kind of issue, and it's not fun for the employee. Definitely not. Anyway, another pro. Near constant sunshine, income tax-free living. That's very true. The weather is awesome, especially during the winter. It's not hot, it's just pleasant. You can still go to the beach, you can still enjoy a terrace somewhere. But yeah, during the summertime, during the summer months, it's unbearable sometimes. It's very hot. It's a desert, obviously. But anyway, it's nice. I like it kind of both seasons, although the summer months of July, August, September, it's too hot. It's too hot to handle. Now the income tax-free living, Basically, you don't have income tax, so your salary is the one that you get in your hands. You don't give anything to the state. That's what that means. So if that matters to you, obviously Abu Dhabi is a good place to work in. Now, relationships in Abu Dhabi. Con. Women may feel uncomfortable, they say. Women who move to Abu Dhabi from the West may find themselves receiving attention even if they dress modestly. You know, I would say this was the case maybe a few years ago, but I don't really see it nowadays. At least none of my female friends that I talk to complain necessarily about this. Depending on how they dress, they may get more attention, but I would say it's never a harsh kind of attention, or it's never a threatening type of attention. As I said before in the previous videos, Abu Dhabi is one of the safest, or it has been classified as the safest city in the world. Take that with a grain of salt, what they say here. All right, con. For men, a lack of women. There are definitely more men than women in this country. That is true. Generally speaking, for the country, that is true, because there are a lot of industry-related jobs here in the UAE, in the United Arab Emirates. Industry-related jobs that usually men apply for. So there are not so many women, right, to equalize that. But for example, I am in the aviation industry. I work as a flight attendant, and in my case, there's way more women than men. So I guess that's good for me. But anyway, generally speaking, in the country, yeah, there are more men than women. All right, getting around in Abu Dhabi, pro cheap taxi fare. That is not very true, because the distances are quite large. So if you want to get a taxi from one place to another, it may cost quite a bit. So I don't really agree with this one. Taxis are not really cheap, at least not in the past year. The con, the traffic. Morning rush. You know, you do have the morning rush and you have the afternoon kind of rush, but traffic in Abu Dhabi generally is not an issue. That is my personal opinion as a driver. I drive quite often in my days off, and I can tell you for sure that it's not an issue, because there's so many lanes. Abu Dhabi is more chill than Dubai. There are not so many people as in Dubai, and there's a lot of new roads as well. So generally speaking, I have a good opinion about traffic in Abu Dhabi. Dubai, different story. Dubai, sometimes I just get annoyed. I miss one exit. I end up in Saudi or something. I'm just joking. But generally speaking, Abu Dhabi is better than Dubai in terms of traffic. It's more light. It's more chill. Even the morning rush hour is not that crazy. It is not. Trust me. Do not believe this right here. All right, so this has been it basically for this article. Some things in this article I agree with, some things not really. So it really depends. And some people have different opinions about Abu Dhabi, obviously. But I would say if you get a good job offer and if you have the opportunity to live in Abu Dhabi, I would say take that. It's a wonderful city to live in. You can have great experiences here, and there are a few good job offers as well. A lot of sectors are growing up, you know, financial sector, education sector, you know, aviation, of course, oil. So all of those, they need employees. So yeah, if you live in Abu Dhabi, what is your personal experience? Ladies and gents, until next time, please leave a like, subscribe, and see you.